Rewatch and Wine. I'm Treva.
Lynn.
Raya.
Champagne.
And today we're going to talk about the book, The Notebook. The book, The Notebook?
The book, The Notebook.
That sounds fun.
Yes. And so The Notebook was written by Nicholas Sparks.
I love him.
Now, have we done Nicholas Sparks books before?
We have not.
This is our first.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about
Stephen King.
You? Huh?
Stark.
Stark?
Tony Stark. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Having a moment.
Okay. So now, who is the director of this movie?
Nick Cassavetes.
Good job.
Okay. And then,
I hope
so
that's
he
not
also
his
wrote
name.
the screenplay, right?
No, so there was a different screenplay writer, Jeremy Levin, and then the adaptation from book to movie was, it's either Jan or Jan Sardi. I don't know if you're male or female, but it's someone too. Okay.
Oh, okay. Now I wonder what the difference is in that. So there's a different person that wrote the adaptation than that wrote the screenplay? Is that how?
Yeah, I guess Nicholas Sparks really wanted to make, because this actual story is based on his wife's grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it really meant a lot to him, and that was why he purposely maybe hired two different people to get the exact story to come out the way he wanted it to.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Yeah. So I'm
Really interesting how Lynn gives a deep thought and everybody's like, yeah. I give a deep thought and you're like,
you know why?
freaking went down a rabbit hole. Because you just be saying stuff like,
And your
alphabet
nickname, her nickname is Deep Thinker, and yours is
weakling.
the Joker.
Oh, the
The Joker. You know the weak link changes every week.
and I'm not the weak link right now. Right. I was the weak link this week, right? So let's just jump right into this discussion because I just have one thing to say. I love this adaptation. It was so on point, and I'm just happy with it.
Are we rating already?
No.
Okay.
I think my favorite part or concept of it was that the book was from young to old, and the movie bounced back and forth, and they started with the old, and so you got like this mysterious aspect of it, and then you finally figured out at the end that it was the same people that was being read in the book in the movie.
Right? The Notebook.
I had to pause and like get my head together. But point is, I like how they jumped back and forth from the old Allie and Noah to the young back and forth. So you get to kind of see that. So that was a good change that I really liked from the book to the movie.
They did a really good job.
They did. I really actually loved both movie and book equally. It's great.
I mean, the book was good, but I have to say the movie was better to me because there were certain parts that they made it more prevalent so you felt the impact from the situation.
Yes.
Like for one, because like in the book, I felt like it was Noah telling the story about Allie and who was in her life and her family and nobody else. But then in the movie, they actually brought the father's character, or Noah's father, up more, and like they actually had a person and they spent time together. They built a house together. He made pancakes at midnight or whatever it was. So you saw Noah and his family versus just listening, reading, whatever, to Allie and all of her family. So I do like that bonus in the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I agree that I like the fact that they brought Noah's dad's character into the storyline a little more, but I don't necessarily like the fact that they changed, how he got the money to get the house, because that was a little different. It was the guy at the lumber yard or someplace he worked that actually left him some money or left him part of the lumber yard, not his father, but it didn't make me not like the movie. But I'm curious as to why they changed that, and maybe it was just to give his father a bigger role in the.
I thought that part was actually cute because his dad came and said, I sold the house. He was like, oh, they shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah.
Where you
and his
gonna
dad
live?
was like, where you gonna live? I'm like, what you, dummy? What you think?
Right,
really cute.
Yeah, that was cute, but I'm
very
just
cute
curious as to why they changed it.
I love completely being able to visualize the scene in the boat.
Yeah.
In the rain. Like in the book, you think about it, you hear about it, but when you said how you felt like the movie really made you be able to feel more, the visualization of just that whole scene was just like on point to me.
Yeah. Well,
I actually made that as one of my notes because the reconnection is what I called it scene. In the book, it was like, I have this attraction attraction to you. I'm staring at you while I'm in the boat. You're staring at me. We're slowly moving back to the house. But in the movie, it was like they had this organic chemistry that they could not be with each other. And the movie was more, portrayed that better for me, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the movie brought the book to life.
So the part about her mom having the regrets and then riding and seeing her old boyfriend that she loved, that wasn't in the book.
No.
But I love that piece in the movie because it made her mom more human.
Well, the regret was in there, but she didn't see the person. She did. You could tell that she actually had the regret because she said she told her to go with her heart.
Yeah. To follow her heart in the book.
Follow her heart.
Yeah.
And she felt regret that she kept them apart because she didn't know.
Right.
That, you know.
But in that movie, that struggle with, she wanted to shed a tear, but she was still trying to put on the face and trying to keep up the persona. Like, I loved the way that they did that because it made me like the mama a little more because in the book, I was just hating mama.
Yeah, me too. And the daddy.
Right. And let me think. What else was it?
Do you think, and because for me, when I read the book, it's just kind of weird because, of course, I actually saw the movie years ago and had never read the book, but I feel like in the movie, they hid the fact that he had cancer.
That who had cancer?
The husband.
Duke. Well, Noah, but he became Duke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did Noah have cancer?
Yeah.
He was sick.
That's how he died.
I know in the book he did. Yeah. Did they say
They didn't say it in the movie, but
he said he
like,
me out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I liked how in the movie that was more hidden until we got closer to the end, but he said that originally in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was like a unbelievable love, right?
Really
it just gave me
was.
goosebumps. Like, is that real?
Really was.
Real love. Oh my gosh. So if I was to say a negative that I didn't like the fact that they didn't show Allie's, how she was such a successful painter. Like they didn't in the movie, they didn't show how she flourished as a painter, and she kind of had to get back with him to really follow her passion. I mean, she did paint, but in the book they talked about how she was pictures in all museums and all of this stuff. And so I wish they would have touched on that a little bit to show that, just to reinforce the fact that she made this right decision.
I agree.
And that something really, really good became of it, other than, of course, that they were together. They lived happily ever after. Like, she didn't lose something. You know, in the book, it was like, you know, she was getting ready to marry this really prestigious guy who had all this money and blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of like, and she gave that all up to be with her love. But then in the book, it goes into, and she became this famous painter. So it's like, you know, she gave and take, but she still had something wonderful come out of it. You missed that part in the movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's just like Happy Homemaker.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I wish they would have saw that she could flourish. She didn't actually need the man to be successful. She was successful on her own.
Right.
But good Lord, that man she left.
Yes.
He was a fine one.
Yes,
I was like, ooh, is she gonna leave him?
Basically.
For real?
Exactly.
Well, that's why she was so torn.
No, that's not why
Torn between two lovers.
Oh, it was
feeling like a fool.
I had a random point. I'm not trying to deter from that singing. Being from Maryland, in the book, they were talking about eating crabs and like the crabbing whole aspect when she came back and reconnected with him and had dinner. Mm-hmm. So in the movie, I had seen the movie before I read the book, of course, and so I rewatched the movie. I was really looking for this crab scene, like the whole thing. And they actually had a bucket of crabs on the table. And I don't know why that meant so much to me, I guess, from being a Marylander. But I was like, you know, what did he make for dinner? Oh, the crabs were there. And I was super excited. So I don't know why that was like a big thing in my head, but I was hoping they were keeping the consistency of those little points, but like they lived near the water. So to me, it seemed like it was.
And they did their own crabbing, and they, you know, you wanted to see the bucket and the butter and the Old Bay and the hot sauce.
Experience because they went into detail in the book about it,
and it's dripping down your arms because that's what we did when we were younger.
Only Marylanders care.
Okay, go back and watch Cake Hunters. It matters.
Yeah, it does. Right,
it does matter.
Right. We are from Polktown. What is the name of your town?
Really?
It's H, right? She's from Polk Salad.
No, it's
Polk Salad, Virginia.
None of that.
Isn't the county like
Neither one of those.
They're bumping.
Really?
All they do is they're bumping.
Now I'm not even going to
The county name is like they're bumping something.
It's like Pump and Grind.
Nope, not even going to tell you now.
Northumberton.
Nope.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Is North Thumperton. It's all one word.
Cigar.
Northumpton.
It's
I thought it was like 3 words.
Northumberland.
Oh.
It's all still one word.
Right. Northumberland.
It's spelled that way.
Put a thumb in it. Got it.
Really?
In the land.
But you're not
Up
going
north.
We knew it was some backwards thing, but either way.
It's all right. I hadn't heard
Let me
my
find
roots.
it on the map. I'm gonna Google it.
It's on the map.
Not on it.
It is.
It's not.
Okay, so
Back in your
I
town.
was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
in the book, do you guys remember when they were young, when they were together when they were young in school? They actually had sex for the first time.
Yes.
But in the movie, she hadn't had sex with Noah or
Cutie Pootie.
the cutie
Lon
one.
Hammond.
Lon. Until, because I didn't know that. Because I assumed that they did have sex when they were in the whole old house when she
Right.
came to see him. Until when they finally did, and she was like, "That what I've been missing all this time."
Oh.
You know?
I equated that to her missing it from him.
Same.
Not necessarily missing sex in general, but just missing being having sex with him.
I was
Well,
thinking
but
she
I
had
don't
sex
know.
with Lon, but not with Noah.
But you're right, in the
Right,
book she
but
didn't.
but in the book she didn't have sex with Lon either.
Correct.
She had said, yeah. So I just
in the
assumed
book,
she
she
was
only
a
had sex with what's his name?
version altogether. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I didn't like though is when they were showing the older versions of them, and Duke / Noah was going back to old pictures in a photo album of them being young. I would assume that should have been the young versions of them, but it wasn't. It was the younger old people. You know what I'm saying? Like it was their young pictures. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So I was like kind of taking back, like, oh, why wouldn't they make that the younger versions of them that they showing?
I mean, I noticed that, but
I just thought it
I
was
don't
weird.
think I cared.
Yeah, it was just weird though.
Why? Because it was
Irrelevant.
But it's not irrelevant.
It was irrelevant.
So actually, where you're from was called.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Chickacon, because
It
it
is
was
not.
an Indian district of Northern Neck.
Yep, the whole area is called Northern Neck.
Correct, but it was originally known as Chickacoon.
Okay, well,
Oh, you're Googling that this whole time. With lips too.
Chickakacan. Maybe it's Chickacon, an Indian district.
Ray said Chickacoon.
She was over
where do
here.
you see that?
Over here, like referring to books
you're making
and
it up.
movies and.
It's all right, Payne.
Hey, I am proud of where I'm from. It's,
I bet
it's
you-
Yeah, you
nobody
should
there.
be.
A
Chickacoon.
population of
The
200.
Northern Neck. We got a North Neck. Northumberland County, Virginia, was originally known as Chickahon, an Indian district on the Northern Neck.
Hence why I am half Indian. Just want to point that out.
But you got that Indian hair. Okay,
That make you go.
okay, let's rate this book because it's just we can't even say anything else about it.
Well,
I'm
we
gonna-
have to go over the cast.
Oh, that's right.
It was actually named after England.
still on it.
I don't know why this
Mother
conversation-
County
Why
of
is
Northern
it
Neck.
going?
In 1648, the first white settler, doesn't say Indian, to make a permanent home
They
in
stole
the
it from
county.
us.
Well, they done stole everything from us.
Stole it!
So the casting.
I just think they did a wonderful job on that.
Absolutely
Amazing.
great.
I cannot protest to anybody.
Me
No,
either.
I liked every single person in this. Old, young. I mean, I'm not a huge Ryan Gosling fan, but he was a good actor.
Yes, he was.
I mean, personally, off of looks, I would have chose Lon. But from
Right.
the love, I guess I would have chose Noah.
yeah. I thought it was kind of comical, Allie's dad and his mustache, but other than that,
Yeah, his little Colonel Sanders mustache.
yeah, but other than that, perfect cast.
When you guys see Ryan Gosling, do you just want to start like dancing like Remember the Titans? Do you remember?
Oh, Sunshine. He wasn't Sunshine, was he?
He was the one
I
who
remember
danced to
that,
the
but
country
no.
music. Like
Yeah, I
every
do
time I
remember that.
see him acting, I just feel like that little dance he used to do.
Movie.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I feel as though that-
leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
I think he was the perfect person to be picked because it was not that he was the most drop dead gorgeous person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that guy next door kind of cute.
Yeah, something you can count on and come home to.
What?
Yeah, versus Lon, who's a supermodel.
Yes.
Lord, that long.
Yeah,
still
I
love
love
him
this.
to this
I
day.
mean, I absolutely love this book. There's absolutely nothing. I remember when this movie came out and I had to run and go buy that DVD. Like, I was so pressed.
You sure you didn't buy the VHS?
I think I may have both.
Jab. All right, so let's rate. What do you guys think? Rhea, start with you.
I'm gonna rate this 100% a full freaking glass of wine tonight because I feel like it was the best. Great adaptation. The book was great and the movie was great. Drop the mic, go.
I also give it a full glass. They had wonderful characters. They all fit my profile, what I had in my head, and what they look like. And it was perfect. Full glass for me.
I agree. Full glass for me.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna keep on that same train, and Lynn gives it a full glass. So
It's a full bottle! Yes, so deserving, so deserving.
All right, so
definitely.
if you haven't read this book, go out and read the book, then catch the movie,
Have
and
some tissues ready.
let us know what you think, because we all clearly love the book and the movie. So give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow us, Read Watch Wine, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Email us at readwatchwine@gmail.com.
let us know if you have any book to movie recommendations. We're always taking listeners' recommendations.
You want to know something